Song of Myself is one of the most iconic poems in Walt Whitman's landmark collection Leaves of Grass, first published in 1855. The poem celebrates the self, nature, the human body, democracy, and the interconnectedness of all things. It is a long, free-verse poem made up of 52 sections, which together form a spiritual and philosophical journey through the American experience and the universal self. Whitman opens by declaring, "I celebrate myself and sing myself," expressing unity between himself and the reader. He emphasizes the idea that the individual self is divine and part of a greater whole. The tone is joyous, reflective, and inclusive. In these sections, Whitman explores childhood, identity, and universal connection. He reflects on a child asking, "What is the grass?" prompting deep meditation on life, death, and rebirth. Whitman's self expands to include all people, young and old, male and female, black and white. He sings of equality and the divine presence in all human beings, championing American democracy and human unity. These sections focus on the physical body, sensuality, and the interconnectedness of physical and spiritual experience. Whitman praises the senses and sees no divide between body and soul. Here, Whitman engages with death, portraying it not as an end but as a transition. He sees death as part of the natural cycle and celebrates the soul's continuity. Section 51-52, The Poet's Departure. Whitman ends the poem by addressing the reader directly. He doesn't say goodbye but leaves a spiritual trail, suggesting, "If you want me again, look for me under your boot soles." Whitman presents the self as infinite, a microcosm of the universe. His I is not egoistic, but universal, embracing all experiences and identities. "I am large, I contain multitudes." This iconic line expresses the multiplicity of the self, acknowledging contradiction and complexity as essential aspects of identity. Whitman believes in the sacredness of the individual, regardless of race, gender, or class. His poem is an ode to American democracy and human brotherhood. "Every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you." This line breaks down social hierarchies, reinforcing unity through shared humanity. Nature is not a backdrop, but a living, breathing companion to the self. From grass to the sky, Whitman finds spiritual meaning in every natural object. A leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars. This line reflects transcendentalist ideas, suggesting the divine exists in the smallest and largest forms alike. Unlike earlier poets, Whitman celebrates the body without shame. Sensuality and physical experience are spiritual and divine in his vision. The scent of these armpits is aroma finer than prayer. This challenges Puritan notions of shame associated with the body, affirming eroticism as natural and sacred. Rather than fearing death, Whitman embraces it as natural and regenerative. He sees the self as continuing even after physical death. To die is different from what anyone supposed, and luckier. Whitman offers a spiritual optimism, suggesting death is just another phase of the eternal self. Transcendentalism. Influenced by Emerson and Thoreau, Whitman emphasizes individual intuition, the divine in nature, and the unity of all life. Romanticism. Like romantic poets, he values emotion, imagination, and the sublime in nature. Humanism. His poetry reflects a deep belief in human dignity and potential. The poem is a humanist manifesto, glorifying the common person. Free verse. Whitman rejects rhyme and meter, using long flowing lines that reflect natural speech and spiritual rhythm. Cataloguing lists of people, places, actions, and objects reflect diversity and inclusivity, and mimic the complexity of life. The farmer, the sailor, the mason, the carpenter. Anaphora. Repetition of words and phrases emphasizes emotion and rhythm. I loaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. Direct address. Whitman often addresses the reader directly, creating intimacy and breaking the fourth wall of poetry. Harold Bloom considered Song of Myself the most original long poem written in the English language since Paradise Lost. D.H. Lawrence admired Whitman's vitality and spiritual freedom. Critics see it as the birth of modern American poetry, departing from European traditions. The non-linear structure and lack of punctuation can confuse readers. Whitman's embrace of the erotic, contradictions, and open mysticism challenge conventional interpretations. Song of Myself is not just a poem, it is a spiritual journey, a celebration of existence, and a radical redefinition of poetry. Whitman's voice invites every reader to join in his joyful embrace of life, nature, and the eternal soul. The poem remains a cornerstone of American literature, influencing generations of poets and thinkers.